Hey. What's up? Let's go for a ride. So I just turned into the Seminole State Forest. This is the second night in a row that I'm riding in here. I'm heading up to the Cassia Trailhead right now, which is on the northern side of the Seminole State Forest. I'm heading up there to meet a longtime friend and his wife. I haven't met his wife before, but we're gonna do a little night ride here in the forest tonight. Rode with him yesterday. Little backstory here. So yesterday, I got up early in the morning and set out to do a road ride on my mountain bike, of course. That's what I always do. But I went to do one of the road rides that takes place every Saturday morning in and around various parts of Orlando. I went to do one in particular that starts and ends in Lake Mary, which is not too far from here. So I did the ride, completed it around, I like to say roughly around 10 o'clock in the morning. And then when I was done, instead of heading home, I just felt like I wanted to ride more, get some more miles. So I hadn't been riding as much as what I normally do. So the weather was perfect yesterday and I was feeling, for some reason, extra motivated to ride more. I was probably less than 5 miles from the entrance to this Seminole State Forest yesterday when I broke away from the road bikers. At that point, I was, I don't know, at over 50 miles in distance in the ride. So I came up here, I stopped at the entrance to call a couple of friends. First friend I called, he lives north of here, but he rides in here all the time. Unfortunately, on such short notice, he wasn't able to make it because he was working. So then I called Casey, who is the rider I'm about to meet here now in a few minutes, who also lives in this area. And he rides around here a lot too, but I think he usually does his rides in the morning. So I figured, hey, it's a long shot to see if he's, available, because of course people got stuff to do, life happens. But it just so happens that, I guess, life got in the way and he didn't ride yesterday morning and he was itching to get out. So it just happened to be like perfect timing when I called him. I rode up through the forest like I am now. He lives several miles to the, I guess it would be the northeast, probably about 20 minutes by bike, 25 minutes. So we arranged a specific time and place to meet, and he drove down in his truck with his bike, and we went out on a pretty epic ride. And when I talked to him on the phone, he asked me, well, where do you want to go? And I left that up to him. So he goes, you want to go to Paisley? I'm pretty sure those were his exact words. You want to go to Paisley? All right, just got a phone call from my brother, which I'm surprised I got cell phone reception this deep into this forest, because I usually don't. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, here's what I was saying. He mentioned about going to Paisley. I'm like, okay, cool. We can ride up Maggie Jones Road, which I'm familiar with. Well, now when he said, let's go to Paisley, if you're not familiar with Central Florida, Paisley is a little town, population -2. It's on the southern, the southeastern corner of the Ocala National Forest, which I don't know how big acreage-wise Ocala National Forest is. It's huge. I mean, it's got to be well into the hundreds, plural, hundreds of thousands of acres. It's a cool place. I've done a lot of bike packing rides and bike packing events that go all through there. It's just one of the gems of Florida, let's put it like that. If you're into the outdoors and hiking, biking, camping, that sort of thing. Anyway, he said, let's go to Paisley. Cool. It's not that far away. I mean, it's a good ride, but it's not that far away. When he said, let's go to Paisley, I'm thinking, let's go to the Paisley campground, which is, again, right at the southeastern tip of the Ocala National Forest. I thought he meant, let's go there, and then we'll just turn around and come back. Because he said he's never ridden a bike on Maggie Jones Road before, which was only like 7. So we got to Paisley like quite a bit sooner than I expected, and we weren't even riding fast. So when we get to Paisley, we pull in the campground, and I'm thinking, well, maybe he wants to go get some water, refill his bottle or something. We jump right on the Paisley Trail. Now the Paisley Trail is a single track trail, goes up to the Alexander Springs recreation area. It's like 11 to 12 miles in length one way. You know, not that long, but he just jumped on the trail and I didn't say anything. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess it's gonna be a little bit longer day than I expected. When he met me with his truck at the start of Maggie Jones Road, after my morning road ride that I did, I was sitting at like 64.5 miles. And the morning ride I did, it was a pretty hard ride. I mean, we kept it, I was riding with guys on road bikes. I'm on my mountain bike, of course. And I don't remember what my average speed was, but I mean, most of the time we were cruising up around 23 and a half miles an hour. You know, there are a few spots where it was a little slower, a few spots where it was a little faster, but you get the gist of it. So I was still feeling good. I mean, I wasn't spent or anything, but when he jumped on the Paisley Trail, I was like, okay, guess it's gonna be a long day. So anyway, we rode all the way up to Alexander Springs. Totally unplanned, totally impromptu. I wish I had brought my stuff to make a video of it, because it would have made an awesome video. And I'm thinking now that I will have to do that ride again sometime, specifically for that purpose. So it's a little backstory from yesterday's ride. So today around lunchtime, I was out grabbing lunch somewhere. Casey sends me a text message. Says, how are you feeling, or how are your legs feeling? So I responded, great. I was actually thinking about doing a ride later this evening, but nothing too hardcore like yesterday. I was thinking about maybe something roughly around 20 miles in length, easy effort, slower pace, kind of like, I guess, a recovery ride, if you will. And so he got back to me a few minutes later, and basically he said he felt good too, and he was thinking about riding the Seminole Forest with his wife. And like, that got the light bulb in the head going off. So I messaged him back, I'm like, what time are you guys meeting up there? And so we arranged a time, and that is why and where I'm heading to where I'm heading now. Initially I thought about just doing maybe like a 20-mile ride, 25 maybe at the most. But then I'm like, it.
Don't be a girly man.
That's 24 miles from my doorstep to the Cassia trailhead. So if I just only go there and back, that's 48, not including any additional mileage that we might do. Hey, hey!
Is that the Adventure Biker?
That would be he.
Wow! I've seen you on YouTube before.
What's up?
Oh, you're filming?
I am.
Hey.
I've known him and his brother for years.
Yeah.
Over 20 years now.
All right, let's do it. Come on.
Let's do it.
Let's go. right, so we are off again. Yeah, they're all over the place
They are.
here.
I'm like, get out of the way, frog. Get out of the way.
So we just stopped here for a few minutes so I could show them the spring, because they didn't know it was here.
Nope.
And there it is. That is the source
That is beautiful.
as it flows right out of the ground.
So cool.
Watch your step through here. And we're back at the bikes. What do you guys think?
That was awesome.
Nice. So I just left Seminole State Forest. I'm back on Highway 46 now, heading home, crossing this bridge right here, Wakaiva River Bridge, I guess it is. Casey and Christina just turned around because they have to go back up through the Seminole Forest to the northern side where they parked. So we parted ways, had a good little ride and a good little chat with them. And so I should be home in roughly about an hour. And that's it.